The Quaalude, the fucking MDMA, the fucking Jerry's Kid. What were you doing in college?
The Special K.
Special K. All that shit is just it's a different name for the
Jerry's
same.
Kids.
Yeah,
that's a good.
it's a different name for the same similar product.
Yeah,
that they just mixed and added. You know, there was.
What about ecstasy? Is that the same?
Ecstasy? They added heroin to it, and it gives you this weird thing, and people were dying, people sweating to death. Who the fuck knows? You know, it always started with the same thing. The Quaalude was like a pharmaceutical thing.
Yeah.
But what happened was, this is interesting that you brought this up.
Mm-hmm.
What happened was, people started pirating them. You know, Lee's a genius. Lee they bought two Quaaludes, took them, got so fucking high, he goes, I want to know, I want in on this. He's a chemistry student. He goes, I'm wasting my time playing with fucking monkeys and fucking, playing with mice. What do I give a fuck if a mice gets cancer? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's it got to do with Uncle Joey? I'm doing this to make a living. You know what I'm saying? He takes they would take those Quaaludes, break them down, however they do it chemically. I don't know nothing about this shit. And they would bogan them. They were pirates. But what these motherfuckers didn't tell you was, these things were just a tad stronger than what you usually got. You know what I'm saying? So here you are popping this pharmacy ones, and you're having a cocktail because they already told you. But when you got the fucking thing, I look you in the eye and I go, Lee, where you going tonight? Me and Paula, we're going to go to a bar. We're going to pop a Quaalude. Listen, I'm going to tell you this one fucking time. Have one cocktail and a glass of water and call a fucking Uber. Please, do me the favor. Promise me I'm not going to fucking give you this lewd.
I promise, Joey.
But these college kids said, fuck it, we can make the lewd, make them for $1, sell them for $2. They don't give a fuck. We make them for 80 cents and sell them for $2. What are you, nuts? You buy them for $2, sell them for $4? Wow. Hello. You walk into a bar in those days and go,
what do you got?
You come up to a guy like me and go, Joey, tell me what you think. Pop it. And 4 minutes later, I got a cocktail. Because right away you drink. Nobody ever did a Quaalude and drank water with it. Anybody who did a Quaalude, even at 4,
had a cocktail.
Even at 4 in the afternoon, we'll go, hold on 1 second. Let me get the strongest, whatever you got. The bucket, the garage, terminal juice oil, whatever you got. And they'd pop a Quaalude. And they get fucking lit. Like, you just get lit. But you got soft.
Loose.
Everything got really soft, and all of a sudden you started going in and out. Like, you'd be there and you'd be giggling and listening to the music, but you'd be going in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, until finally you just short circuited. And then the next morning you just wake up thirsty, a chick next to you, some guy naked in front of you. Like, it was that. It wasn't like that for me. Yeah. Like, it happened a few times with those biscuits. I started eating my first. Why did I get my first Quaalude from?
Because they stopped making them then, right? They just stopped. They outlawed them.
But now these genius kids
they already had the
they got the juice. Fuck you bitches. They got the blueprint. But here's the problem. Like I told on the Joe Rogan podcast, from time to time, when these guys, before they became fucking pill manufacturers, they didn't get the right table, or they didn't look at the flooring, because now all the tables. Because the flooring was off, the tables are like this. So let me tell you what happens when your table is crooked. That means when they place the pills on that are dry, right, or whatever the fuck they're making, the pills, the juice drips down to the bottom, right? The Quaalude juice drips down to the bottom.
So these pills are fucking...
So those pills are fucking Gorilla Biscuits to the max, and these other ones are kind of dud. They'll get like a 16-year-old high for an hour or two. And, oh my God, I did this Quaalude. Meanwhile, some guy like me is like, it didn't do nothing to me.
Yeah.
Right? So now, let me tell you what happens.
You're taking 2 of those ones down there.
Hold on. They both go into the same Gorilla Mix, and you sell them in the street. So 50 a Gorilla Mix and 50 are just, right? Okay. So me and you were like...
How do you know which one's Gorilla Mix?
You never know.
You don't know till you know.
This is the beauty of this. Me and you go out on a Friday night. We're like, listen, what are we doing today? We're going to Joe and Mary's. How much you got? I got 80. I got 75. What do you want to do? I don't know, man.
It's so ominous. What do you want to do with 155?
And this guy's a nice guy. He would actually look me in the face and believe. He'd go, man, listen, I don't want to get too fucked up. Let's just do a half gram. I knew I had him. I knew I had him right there.
Right away.
Just get
Sure.
How much a half gram costs? $45. Just give me 20.
Okay.
I'll even pay for the first 5 because I got a fucking goldfish. Put your money away. That's mine later. Don't worry about nothing. I hope you got a pencil and a paper for I owe you money. All right. And we take like a $4 Quaalude, but it's a dud. It's one of the duds, right? So guys like you and me are professional. We're kind of high, but not really. Now we're kind of disappointed. You know what I'm saying? So we sit there, we drink a couple more fucking Lila, the bartender there, the one who had a wig, and she had a dog that was like epileptic. We used to piss on him. It was fucked up, right? She'd make you these vodka orange juices that were white. We were fucking 17, guy. We were 17. These vodka orange juices just had a touch of orange juice on the top. The rest was just fucking vodka.
Oh.
And we'd be blasting those things, and that Quaalude wouldn't hit us. It would hit us, but mildly. Now we got to look at them. We got to go into emergency measures. we got to pop the second one. Yeah. So we take that second one, which is the Gorilla Biscuit of Death, and we pop that motherfucker. But that one takes a little while to hit us.
Yeah.
And that time, Flacco shows up. What do you got? What are you holding? Give me another one. Give him the money. Don't worry about nothing. I'll catch you Tuesday. Now we're in the bathroom. In the middle of all this, boom, we get hit with the Quaalude of Death. Now you're at the bar. That vodka's burping in your fucking thing. The room is just moving.
Oh.
If there's music, your ears are sensitive as shit, which is really weird to describe. You can't cover them because everybody think you fucking fag. Like when an ambulance goes by, there's those people that cover their ears, shoot them. All those people are just weak fuck. You never cover your ears. You stand there like a soldier. Cover your ears like a fucking half a fruitcake. That's how I know what side of the fucking fence you're hanging on. You know what I'm saying? Covering your ears. You don't know how many times I remember my friend's uncle died or something. No. Where I was living, his mom died. And he had the black suit that he was going to wear to the wake the next day. I had moved in with the Runnies in maybe April of 81. This is June of 82. July of 82, maybe something like that. May of 82. I'm at Joe and Mary's throwing down those fucking white vodka orange juices. I'm doing bumps in a little spoon with a little bottle and shit. I had the whole kit. And I'm eating those Gorilla Biscuits. I go home, I eat a piece of chicken to stop the spins. And I sit in his favorite chair. His suit's right here. And as I'm sleeping, all of a sudden I wake up in the middle of the night and I start puking on his suit. I almost got thrown out for that one. But that was...
Gorilla Biscuits.
But then I learned the secret to Gorilla Biscuits was like any other pill. You can't drink with it.
Yeah.
Enjoy the pill. That's where it gets bad.
Yeah, when you start to mix.
But you were already drunk, though. Was that bad then?
That's horrible. Horrible. What it would do, I would see fucking 4 of yous right now, Lee.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I would get to... My friend's mother was dying. Listen, again, he wasn't my friend. He was an associate. His mother was dying of cancer. His mother was dying of cancer since like 78.
Jeez, let him be your friend.
In those days, they used to send her these things called Tumanols, F66s. This is all.
Was that the number that was on the side of him?
On the side of him. F66.
Like the planes.
It was the devil, but not really. You know what I'm saying? It was missing a 6. She would fucking take those pills and sell them for 20 a piece.
Oh my
And I
God.
remember splitting one night. Oh my God.
That's what the government kept for the real sick people.
But in those days, man, my mom had just died. That's the only thing that would kill the pain. Me going out and experimenting with those fucking Zombo pills and shit.
Oh.
At a certain age, you start thinking out the move before it happens. Hey, what are you doing next weekend? Me and some friends are going to San Diego, and we want to see if you want to go down there. We're going to leave on Thursday on the train. All of a sudden, you start doing the math. In your head, you start thinking about
Right there as they're telling
the
you.
time. Yeah,
You're
like, wait a second. That means I got to pack. I got to cancel work on Friday. I got to fucking pack. I got to get somebody to watch the cats. I got a fucking, and who am I staying with? Well, we're all going to share rooms. You know, we're going to, 3 people a room. That means I got to smell somebody's farts and hear somebody talking all night long and somebody's going to be drunk in the room. All I want to do is do blow and get my dick sucked. I'm very happy. Why am I dropping $800 to go to San Diego? I'm not going to get my dick sucked. I'm going to be in a room with 2 other people and I can stay home, save $400. Snort an 8-ball by myself, and maybe the neighbor will come over and lick my balls. You follow me? Take a chance. Columbus did. I live all the way. There's sometimes you make a fucking, you know where this is gonna go. And you know yourself. At a certain age, one day you go, fuck it, I know myself. Is this what I really want to fucking do?
And it never is. Like, all those vacations that you really plan always seem to have something go wrong. Like the really over-planned vacations like those. And especially, I hate going on those trips where people are sharing rooms because then people are like splitting bills at restaurants weirdly. And they don't... It's just...
Listen,
I don't
here's
want
my
to deal with
big
it.
problem. I don't know what I want to do tomorrow.
Till when?
Listen, I got to get up tomorrow and go to Bray. I know that for sure.
Okay.
Right? That's for sure. That's a positive. I know I got to pick my wife up tomorrow. That's a positive. That plane might be late. There's going to be severe weather in Chicago and fucking Paducah. Fucking, there's going to be bad weather in Texas tomorrow. All across the fucking Iowas, the whole fucking deal. I got that going on. I got radio in the morning. But between fucking 11 and 5, I really have nothing much going on. If my wife cancels a flight or whatever the fuck. You know. That's my time. That's my time to choose. So I leave that open. I want to see how I feel. If I'm sore from jiu-jitsu today, maybe I won't do kettlebells tomorrow. But if I'm not, you follow me? If I'm not sore, I'll do kettlebells. I don't know what's going to really crack till the morning. You know what? I might get a call at 9 a.m. to go in for an audition at 12:15 tomorrow for a big-time fucking movie.
That's always... Everyone always can never understand when they call me and they're like, "Hey,
when are
your podcast this week?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
How many times have I called you and I've told you nobody knows nothing? I don't know nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing. I don't want to know nothing. I don't know nothing until tomorrow morning because it changes. I've sat there till 7 and shut the fucking phone off at 7. And got back to the phone at 10 and I got 3 missed calls from a fucking agent. Or 3 messages from an agent. Because nobody else leaves me messages. Just, you know.
Just the agents. I remember when we were shooting or getting ready to shoot the documentary, like your wife put me through like a Joey Diaz boot camp. Like every time I started to like ask a question or like try to clarify a date or something. No, she'd be like, no.
We don't know nothing.
We don't know.
We don't know nothing until the day of. And it's funny because people contact me with plans and agendas. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. Why do you bother me?
How can you say that when you have to have a plan
because
and an agenda?
The other day some kid hit me up. Hey man, I'm a big fan. I just want you to know that when you come to Buffalo, I'd love to be your driver, blah, 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 blah. I want you to come over and eat. And listen, why are you bothering me? Buffalo's 5 weeks away. I'm not even worried about Buffalo right now. Buffalo is not even on my fucking radar, even if I wanted it to be. I'm worried about Brea. I'm not even worried about Monday. I don't know what who knows?
Hey, Joey, what are we doing next week?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have a rough schedule in my mind.
But no one gets to see that one.
But no, it's loose. It's very loose. I'm a little sore. I took on a leave. You know, I got to do radio in the morning. I got to shoot out of the fucking house early tomorrow. All right? I don't have my car. Right. I'm driving my wife's car, so I haven't had the phone in the car. I don't drive with the fucking phone on the car. I just don't even put it on.
Right.
Because why pick it up and give a ticket? I get pissed when I see people driving with a fucking phone, so I don't pick up my fucking phone.
You know, just do the little
if I'm in my car, I'll Bluetooth it, but in my wife's car, I don't know how to Bluetooth, so I leave it the fuck alone. I don't touch nothing. Again, I don't touch nothing. because I don't know if I want to break it. You get these people that get in your car that start touching things. Next thing you know, you put your car on, you got opera and Chinese, and you know, what the fuck is this shit?
Are you listening to Chinese opera?
No, but I've had that. People come in my car and they touch shit. Don't touch nothing. I don't touch nothing in your fucking car. You know what? I put the radio on. If that's not the music I don't want, I just shut the radio off. I go
change the station? No.
No, I go deep into my thoughts. We got thoughts. I go deep into my fucking thoughts. I don't have time. People come in your car. Every time my wife touches my car, next thing you know, I get in the car, I bust my knee because it's a midget seat. I fit in it, but my leg goes. I break my fucking ankle every time I get in.
What are you doing? Just shoving your foot in there like?
Yeah, I gotta tell every fucking time. Listen, every time you get out of the car, put the seat back where it belongs. One day I'm gonna break my fucking ankle in the goddamn car. I don't touch nothing. I don't do nothing. Listen.
I don't do nothing. Listen, I don't touch nothing. I don't know nothing.
And guess what? I don't want to know nothing.
I don't want to know.
I don't want to know nothing.
I don't know, and I don't want to know.
I don't know.
Most importantly, I think with you,
I don't know, and I don't fucking want to know. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing July 12th, but you know what? I really don't care, and I really don't care what you're doing. It's not like.
I wouldn't be surprised one day if you just got a call in here and just left.
I've been stressing out lately. I don't know if you know, like last week. I was in hell last week.
Well, can I ask why?
I was in hell last week because I had to take this trip with my wife to fucking whatever. And then, well, I got on the plane. Listen, I fly for a living. I don't want to get on a plane to go somewhere. If I want to go somewhere, take a picture, send it to me. I don't want to go nowhere, all right? I don't want to say nothing. So,
but save the stamp because I don't want to know.
I've been getting eaten alive. Somebody invited me to their wedding, and my wife told me, you know what? You got to talk to him. You know the date. Blah 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 blah. And then the person called me, and I said, "Listen, man. Listen. I'm gonna tell you something right off the bat because I can't lie to them. I can't give them a white lie. So listen. I suffer from extreme fucking anxiety. You know what that means? That's a new type of anxiety I invented." That means if something bothers me, I start yelling and screaming and shit like a retard. I don't know nothing. I don't want to sit. So I told her, I said, here's the deal. You got to pick one. And she goes, what are you talking about? I go, you got to pick one. And she goes, what do you mean? I go, it's either the church or the party. And she goes, you won't come to both? I go, you want me to lie to you or tell you the truth? And she goes, why not? And she goes, I was going to invite you to the dinner. I go, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. The rehearsal Friday night, that's never going to happen. The only way I go to the rehearsal is if the Chan's dragging in. I broke it down just like that.
For anyone's wedding.
I don't give a fuck.
No, I'm saying like if it was like someone, will you go to one in another state?
We grew up together. I could talk to them. We grew up together.
Okay.
So I said, the only way I'll go to this rehearsal then is if we go to Chan's Dragon. And I heard silence, just like the way you're looking at me right now. So I knew that wasn't going to fly. And she goes, why not? And I go, because I'm not into that shit. I'll sit there and it drives me crazy. After 20 minutes, I got to go. I got to go. What do you want? I got to go. I got to get out of here. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what you... I don't care if a truckload of lasagna... That means nothing to me. I want spare ribs. The only thing that'll calm me down and make me listen to all these people and their stupid stories is if I got an egg roll and spare ribs. I can just look at them and smile and shake my head up and down like I give a fuck while I'm eating while I'm dipping the fucking egg roll in the mustard. You understand me? I'll sit there and look at you and nod my head. Sure, yeah, fight. Right, whatever.
Yes, I'm done.
Yeah, oh, yes. You gotta yes people to that.
You gotta sometimes.
What is this noise? I sit here every night and it sounds like the fucking train The Godfather. Like I'm supposed to shoot you and go outside. What is this fucking noise every goddamn?
They must have a flight schedule directly over.
What time is it? Where's it coming in from? Fucking NASA? This is amazing. So that's it. I just don't like doing none of that shit, like. I wasn't raised that way. I like being a free spirit. I can't commit to a date. You want me to get on a plane and not pick up an envelope? I gotta go in and see a palm tree? I don't want to see a palm tree. I've seen enough palm trees. I got a palm tree on my block. I do. I got a nice palm tree on my block. I gotta go down there and see a golf. I don't want to play golf. I like exactly how it's done.
No, what are you gonna say to parents who say, well, when Mercy gets older, you're gonna have to be on some sort of a schedule?
I do have her on the schedule. I don't mind her schedule. I'll do whatever the fuck she needs to do. That's a complete different game. She needs to go.
Oh, she can be on a schedule, but you're.
Oh yeah, for her, I'll make my schedule around her because I enjoy her company.
Yeah, so you're gonna are you gonna go to like soccer games and all that stuff?
If I'm in town, fuck yeah.
That's gonna be so much fun.
Listen, I want to be a part of that. I have plans. A man without a plan is not a man. I enjoy going on the road. I enjoy writing fucking jokes. But you know what? The flights back are starting to fucking kill me. If it's 2 PM and you ain't high, go fuck yourself. Get out of my face. I want you around me like I want cancer in my ball sack. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna come around here looking at me with your fucking wide eyes, thinking that I'm gonna reform. Go fuck yourself. My morning starts at 5:30 a.m. Either you're there or you're square. You know what I'm saying? This far, and I never told you about this late. La Florida, El Cochinito was a spot I discovered my second month in town.
Cochinito.
Okay, I'm sitting there with my niece, Felicia Michaels, my wife, my niece's boyfriend.
Yeah.
We're drinking sangria, we're sitting there, and you ever go into you ever watch a movie and the guy goes into like a thought?
Yeah.
And I go, well, how did I end up El Cochinito? And I went to an audition. I saw Rudy Moreno at the audition. It was for one of those big TV dramas.
Yeah.
It's got to be March of 97. I'm in a borrowed car. Like I had no money. I think in those days I used to borrow Doug Stanhope's utility car. You didn't know how much gas was in it because the needle was always broken on it. So you had to, as soon as you got in the car, you had to put $10 in there. And so that's what you did. I went to this fucking audition, went on the 5, these directions I don't know about. And I end up on the way back, go to the audition, I eat a bag of dicks, and I end up in Echo Park, the one that the water spits out. But as I'm driving, I notice police helicopters are all around me. Right?
Yeah.
And I keep driving. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. What was going on was the side I was driving on, and I don't know whether I was going north or south, people please, or west or north. I was going this way. Over here, there was a police pursuit. Have you been to Echo Park?
Not a while, but yeah.
Echo Park has a 2-block Cuban neighborhood that you can go get Cuban pastries at this time. I know about this? I don't know dick. All I know is that I hear, stop, police. So I pull my car over and I hear, boom. And I look over and I see the guy on the floor and there's 10 cops and there's helicopters. This is 2:30 in the afternoon. On a fucking Tuesday, okay? I'm minding my own fucking business. This could only happen to me, but it gets worse. After I get back, I put my signal on to make a left to go back onto the highway. The tire got flat.
Jesus.
I got no ATM. I got no money. I got a driver's license from Colorado, maybe fucking $4. I drive around the corner with the flat. I park. I call the only person I know, Marilyn Martinez. God rest her soul. She sends her husband over. He goes, don't worry about nothing. I got you. We went up to, if you go Echo Park, if you go up, if you go east, every other store is a Mexican tire place.
Right.
Right? That you go in there, whatever you need, they got a tire. $20. You know what I mean? And then you can Jew them down. Give me 10. Ocho, no te doy 9, güey.
Yeah.
So he got me a tire for like $8, slaps it on.
Jesus Christ.
Right? Gets me a tire. They slap it on for you for $8.
Oh, no.
I'm healed. But on the way back, Marilyn's husband, God rest his soul, says to me, have you ever met my brother-in-law, the Cuban guy? And I go, no. And he goes, he wants to meet you, man. He just got out of prison. And he says he knows people you know and all this shit. And I go, all right, let's go. He goes,
are these two, by the way, they're both passed?
Marilyn and the husband both passed. Marilyn died of cancer.
Or anything like
Marilyn Martinez was a comic.
Okay.
Then her husband.
Damn.
So now we end up at El Cochinito.
To meet the guy.
To meet the dude.
Yeah.
and I got $4 on me, and I don't order. I just get like a soda, and the guy's like, eat, I'll buy you lunch, and we start talking, and it was just a great conversation about being Cuban.
Yeah.
And it always ends with, if you ever need anything, contact me. You know?
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean by anything? And he goes, I got the best Coke in town.
Yeah. What did he just smell it on you? What did that?
Right, because we're family. Right there, you're Cuban.
Yeah.
So, as a matter of fact, follow me 2 blocks down, I'll throw a package in your hand.
Okay.
He threw a package in my hand for free that night. I went and did comedy, and I went to the Coach and Horses. It was Doug Stanhope. I mean, this all happened in one day, and I'm sitting at the table going, my life was crazy back then. It was me, Doug Stanhope, David Fulton, who was a comic friend of ours from Seattle from 95. Lives in England now. Josh Wolf, his brothers. We would go to the store and then go to Coach and Horses. That night I had to cancel. This Coke was so good I couldn't even talk. I remember I had to leave, and I was living in my car. And I had to go on Josh Wolf's block, park under a tree, and lay back with like 2 bottles of beer. And I sat there till 4 in the morning doing the little Coke I had, jerking off. And that was the end of that fucking day.
Jesus Christ.
That was a great day.
And that's how you ended up at El Cochinito.
And the food, I remember the first time.
Sounds like a good Yelp review.
That's a fantastic review.
The first time I fucking went, it was like,
I ended up jerking off out of a window.
Oh my God, it was fucking terrible. In a car, coked up to the gills.
5 stars.
That fucking Coke was good.
So did you hit him up again?
Oh yeah, that night.
That night.
When that shit wore off, I made up some story. I gave somebody like a bump or 2, and they went crazy.
And then you had,
The cocaine was off limits. Like, this shit was just, it was.
How much were you doing at your max of Coke? Like when you were really into
This
Coke?
was probably 97.
Yeah.
And I was broke. But I could still get 20s from time to time. And at that time, I was doing 3-4 20s a week.
Okay.
Then I popped the Taco Bell commercial, and it was off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was one of the first one with the dog.
And then you're like getting checks.
Yeah, I was just going to the dude's house. But at that time, I always hunted away, just like weed, to get. I met people who did cocaine and appreciated it.
Yeah.
There's people who are just salesmen, but there's people who are like, listen, you got to come over here now and bring whatever cash you got with you, because I usually get shit. Wait till you see this shit.
And they were not fucking with you.
And they're not fucking with you. You go over there, and this shit is from 1980, the flake, the ether base. You know, if you learned in Narcos, and the season 3, the one that you really enjoyed, you go to buy the ether.
Yeah.
There was no ether. At one point in 85, cocaine was always tremendous. It always tasted delicious. That drip.
Yeah.
When you went up to the bar and had that fucking Budweiser, Jesus Christ, and your throat would get numb, and you're there fucking. I wasn't even smoking then. But there was a time by 86, 87, that cocaine started getting funky. Mm-hmm. Started smelling like turpentine and fucking shoe polish. And it was so good, but the next day you kind of had a headache from whatever the fuck you were snorting the night before. Gasoline. Because they couldn't get enough ether in.
Because there was like a cutoff, right? Some supplier.
They couldn't get enough in. Like at that point, they were making so much cocaine.
God damn.
That they couldn't get enough ether.
You romanticized it to the point where I want to try.
I knew at that point, I knew what was going on. Like I remember people going. I remember I used to fly back and forth with Danny B, who calls into the podcast.
Yeah.
I used to fly back and forth with packages. And one time, I went to see him, and he goes, "Listen. This guy usually wants 9s. At that time, he wanted 86 and 9600 for a quarter kilo, which at that time was whatever it comes out to 9.5 ounce. I have no idea. I'm not a mathematician. The price dropped by 2,000. He goes, if you want, he goes, I'll get you that one, but try this shit for 2,000 less. It might work for you. And he brought it over. Fucking the coke put me in another planet. There was only one problem. It smelled like fucking cat piss.
Really?
Oh my God, in a horrible way.
Really?
And guess what the Jew Cuban did that I did?
What?
I brought that cat piss back with
You
me.
did?
and no matter what you cut it with, it was cat piss, and people were bringing it back to me. People were like, you can't. So that was the coke that you bought and turned into crack.
The cat piss.
The cat piss, because then they don't give a fuck. They're smoking it.
Yeah.
They don't taste that cat piss.
It doesn't taste like cat piss when you smoke
So
it.
then there was a period.
But when you snort it, what? It sticks with you?
It sticks with you. Like
Yeah.
it just, it doesn't smell good. Like it just doesn't smell good.
What does regular coke smell like?
Delicious. Paradise.
But I mean, really?
Fucking paradise. When the ether-based cocaine.
Smells good.
79 through 86.
How hard was it to quit coke?
It was easy because I was done.
You were already
Like I was done. I couldn't. At that point, I had a lot of variables why, and it was a lot easier than people think. I was done. But once I missed. I realized that I wasn't getting high to get. It wasn't enjoyable no more. Like marijuana right now, I could see it falling off the map any day now.
Really?
Yeah, I can see myself. I can see myself just doing edibles or something to calm me down for a while, just to save the little bit of lung I got left.
Oh, stop smoking.
It doesn't take a genius to know I got the beginnings of emphysema. You don't have to be a genius.
So you can do it then. Do that, man. Save your lungs.
No. And that's what, with cocaine, it was the same thing. I just knew that when I was doing cocaine for so long that I was getting jolts in my spine at the end of the night. Jolts of electricity, like Castro's men hitting you with a zapper.
That is terrifying.
And that's not good. That's not
Jesus
good.
Christ.
That means
So you're like,
and I was getting one a night, once a week, and then it started to get two a night.
that's fucking
Once I
terrifying.
started to get two a night, I could just see my wife waking up to go pee and seeing my fat little legs in the kitchen laying there purple.
And you're like,
And I'm like, and I said, I can't do it. So that was,
Christ.
you have to know you have to be honest with yourself.
10 Planet Kush, it drains the lactic motherfucking acid. People won't cop to it. The health specialists say, no, that doesn't happen, Joey. Yes, it fucking does. I got friends at Harvard, bitch. I'm like Garth Brooks. I got friends in high places, motherfuckers.
You're like a tall, in shape, good looking dude. I'd look at you and I think there's nothing wrong in his life at all. Like, there's no way he's self-conscious about anything.
Well, that's
Now,
we're
are
both
you-
wrong, man. I look at you and I think this guy's fucking
What environment?
got it all.
What
you know?
environment do you feel comfortable in?
Just a more real environment, a more just calm, just an
10
environment.
people, 50 people, 100 people.
Yeah, as long as I can feel okay in 10, 50. When it gets to be a little more than that, sometimes it's just too much. But when the music's loud and I can't communicate with people, then that's where I start to feel uncomfortable.
That's my end. That's my fucking
But I
end.
kept going back. I kept thinking there was something wrong with me, that the environment was okay. But it wasn't, man. And that's what happened that night. I went to this club, and they had a party for my friend's fashion line. And then I got in this taxi after this girl gets in with me. I left early because I was going to be on Opie and Jim Norton. This when Opie and Jim were still together. And this beautiful girl gets in the taxi with me, this Asian girl. And she just started talking about the night. She said that she had fun at the party, but that her boyfriend wasn't in town. Then she goes, her boyfriend's never in town. Then she's like, what happens in taxis stays in taxis, right? That's what she said. So I'm thinking, fuck yeah, like, she wants me to make a move on her. So I make a move, shut me down. And I don't know if that's what made me feel weird after that or whatever, but the taxi dropped her off after that. And then it was just me and the driver, bro. And this dude spoke another language, something fucking fancy, something that could play soccer, like this dude fucking, like this dude was betting on fucking foreign soccer games on his phone for sure, And he said, I thought he said drugs, dude, and I just said cocaine. That's what I said. And next thing you know, we're in North Harlem. He bought some cocaine for us. He comes back in the car. We're doing cocaine. And then he's like, I got a gift for you. I got a gift, And I thought it was going to be, I grew up in like a troubled area. I thought it was going to be his dick, Like that's what I was expecting anyway. And then a prostitute knocks on the door, This lady gets in. And I think it was a man, honestly, in hindsight. She had these big sunglasses on. kind of a man's face that was under the sunglasses.
You have cocktails in you at this point?
Yeah, had a couple tequilas, dude, and so now we're partying, bro. Me and the driver were first partying for about an hour. Dude, I got so high, I remember thinking, where is the driver? That's how fucking high I was. And he was sitting next to me doing cocaine.
Yeah, at what point does this become not a taxi cab ride? Like, when does the meter get turned off? Like, this
Oh,
is
the
such a
meter's
weird-
going, bro. The meter's at about 270, bro.
No.
So he's got to fucking be positive because I'm paying for this experience, bro. So then, dude, this hooker gets in. She had kind of long hair, huge sunglasses, covered about 60% of her face. And the 40% of her face you could see, to me, looked like a man's face, right? Like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just, like, if I were on a game show and it was like, guess 40% of this person's face, I would have guessed man first, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, look like a man's face, you know? Or it looked like a woman had just shaved recently. That's what it looked like, you know? So anyway, we're all getting high together, and the hooker starts making advances towards me, bro. This sounds ridiculous. And I got out of the car, man. I felt uncomfortable, dude. So then,
Did you like slide?
You
over?
don't understand. In my world, I'm thinking you're a Louisiana boy in fucking Harlem. No shit do you feel out of place. I feel out of place there, but no. I always felt comfortable in North Harlem.
yeah.
Right, I know that neighborhood where you're at. You know what I'm saying? You're not in the Bronx yet. Right? You're not in the Bronx
Yeah, I don't know
yet.
where we're at.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter. I
don't know where we're at, dude.
Was it dark?
It was a dark
Dark,
neighborhood.
that's all that matters, yeah. You ain't having a good time if you're not in a dark neighborhood one part of the night.
I was raised in one. I know when I'm
Oh,
back.
my God.
You know, I know when I'm back.
Now, what time is all this going down?
It's about 3:30.
All right, so what
it's
time?
late.
So you walk out of the cab. Where are you now? You getting another cab?
No, I'm in the street. Luigi comes out after me. That's the dude I was partying with, the driver. And dude, you know what's crazy is he had even one of the lights on the taxi wouldn't go off, and he made like this little paper mache thing and put it over the light, bro. Like, this dude was, I mean, I don't think he was homosexual, but this dude was about the most romantic fucking cab driver I've ever spent time with, dude. And dude, it was more romantic in that taxi than it was at your fucking Airbnb, bro. That's the saddest part. So, dude, I get out. He comes out after me. He made me give him $100, right? And I gave him the 100 because I was a little scared at this point, and I'm thinking he's gonna pay the hooker and she'll go. But then I look back over there a minute later, and they're kissing on each other's necks. He's spending my 100 with this hooker, dude. He fucking just got this 100 out of me, bro.
Wait, so your taxi driver bullied you into buying him a hooker?
No, he owed him money anyway. But right away, he took the money. Luigi took the money and said, "Hold on 5 minutes.
And
Let
invested it.
me go get $20 worth off this hooker."
He took that money and reinvested it in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And look, I respect hookers, man. Like, you know, I've been through some tough nights, man.
Not in fucking North Harlem. You know?
All right, but still, man.
I don't give a fuck. What you?
Well, I respect women that are out there if they got to be out there selling their
no,
bodies.
I don't have nothing
Right.
against that.
I know you don't.
But in North Harlem, you ain't getting into nothing good. You understand
You
me?
keep saying North Harlem. Are there
Harlem,
different parts?
I
of
don't know.
Harlem?
I don't know.
Like East Harlem.
Listen,
okay?
all I know
It
is
was north,
I used to go to Harlem to buy coke, and I'd see women out there. And dog, let me tell you something. It's an illusion.
Yeah.
It's an illusion. First of all, 4 out of 10 of them got bigger dicks than you.
Oh, damn. Lee.
4 out of 10 of those chicks.
We don't like those
in
odds.
those days. It was, you got to remember, up in Harlem in those days, the Bronx, it was open fucking corral. And in the 90s, the Russians came.
Oh, yeah.
And I never saw it, but I had friends tell me you go to Queens and there'd be 6-foot Russian blondes with leopard miniskirts that you'd give them 300 just to eat their assholes. They were that hot.
Wow.
Like, hot, banging. Like they took over, so all the other ones, the crack hoes disappeared.
Yeah.
All that, you know. But in those days, even when I got in trouble with my buddy, you know, Dodger, and we were going over there, those hookers, yeah, those city rat
Oh, they're
hookers in
fighters.
those days, you had that takes a certain nerve.
Yeah, a lot of them work at the Popeyes during the daytime. and they're
No,
out there
they don't
fighting.
work. They're at the clinic in
Really?
the daytime
Oh, damn.
getting blood transfusions. and
Dude, we
shit.
used to have this lady Victoria, Miss Victoria, in our neighborhood, bro. You could pull up, bro. you could eat her ass for like $40, right? She'd sit in your car window, dude. Just basically put her ass in your fucking car window like a fucking to-go box, you know? You could, if you had somebody driving, you could even have them drive the block, and she would just sit in there like a little side item, bro. But so this dude Luigi, I give him the 100. He gets back in the car. They're making out. I'm kind of pissed, dude, but I don't want to bring that negative energy back into the car, right? So I deal with my feelings out in the street for a minute, kind of process through that.
Why don't you want to bring negative feelings back into the car?
Just because I'm already really extremely high, man. I'm under the influence of cocaine. It's almost 4 a.m. And I don't know these people that well. And I still need to get home. And for some reason at this point, I feel like Luigi is responsible to get me home, right? So I get back in the front seat, right? And they're hooking up in the back, a little blowjob. Like it's getting wild, you know? And I want to still do cocaine, you know? But I don't want to interrupt them, dude. So I remember trying to quietly do cocaine in the front seat, just like fucking, like the softest little inhale you could do.
Were you watching them at any point?
Yeah, some, dude. I was definitely listening hard. You know?
Did you stink?
I mean, no,
It's
I
like
don't remember
cologne.
that.
Like, all you smell is like cologne. Like when you walk in the middle of them, all you smell is like fucking heavy duty perfume covering
I'm
up.
trying to remember. She smelled like violence to me and tattoos. She was a tough lady, or man. I mean, I thought she was a man. The face looked like a man's face to me, but she had big sunglasses on. She could have been one of those taller Vietnamese people that kind of look black at night, you know? So we're in there, and now I'm in the car, and I'm trying to quietly do cocaine, dude. Like, just like a fucking, just like a, like just doing it in like an installments. Like I had a bump on layaway.
Why did you have to be
just
polite?
fucking-
They're back there fucking. Why can't you just?
Because there's something wrong with me where I sacrifice other people. Like I just feel like I got to be considerate at all times. I don't want to interrupt them, dude. I guess I don't know, man. I was fucked up, bruh. So they're partying. At one point, I remember even turning my head back and just dumping cocaine quietly into the top of my nose, just like this, just as quiet as I could be. And a cop goes by, dude. Cop goes by. I get scared. I tell Luigi I'm scared, bro. And he don't give a fuck, dude. This is when I realized like he didn't care about me as much as I cared about him, I guess. And he's like, "You drive." And that's when I got in the driver's seat. And I drove, man. I drove us about 1.5 miles, dude. I don't even know where I was, dude. And then I pulled over because a voice in my head, bro. First, a voice in my head is like, dude, at least you're out here, bro. You're high. You know, you're doing cocaine. But at least you're making money, you know? Like I was working, like I was the cab driver. And that's when, like, dude, my brain's fucked up. Like, this ain't my cab. You know, I got to pay for this. And then my brain was like, you don't have a commercial driver's license. And that's what got me to pull over, dude. That technicality that if a cop stopped me that I wouldn't have one. And I pulled over. I got another taxi, got back to my hotel room, finished doing my cocaine. And I had to be on Opie and Jim Norton that morning. And it's 5:30 now, dude. I took 3 showers, bro, in 10 minutes. Right?
I have one question.
Yeah.
Did you pay Luigi, or did you just kind of get out and just get into another cab?
We ended up in a little bit of an argument at the end. I left $100 on the car seat and yelled adios at him really loud, bro. I don't even know if he spoke Spanish, dude. I'm just screaming adios at him and this fucking hooker who had the smallest tits I've ever seen, bro. Looked like a man's chest. But then I go to Opie and Jim, dude, and the other guest for the day is Daryl Strawberry. And I could not even feel my face, dude. I couldn't even think. And that's when I was like, this is a bad look. You know? I couldn't even talk. They were asking me questions, dude, and I couldn't even, like, I couldn't feel my face. All my thoughts was coming out of my neck. Like I was running on neck thoughts, dude. I was fucking thinking with my neck, bro. So I fucking sat there for 3 hours, bro. Just roasting. Now I know how you feel, kind of, Lee. I just sat there just boiling in my own fucking drug-induced bullshit. And then I fucking left, bro. And I'm halfway on the walk over there, I realized I had on fucking sweatpants with jeans over them, bro. Horrible. That's like a catheter outfit. Like if you might be getting a catheter and you might have to stay overnight.
I still remember in high school when he showed up in my house that night with a shirt on. He called me up. I'm coming over with some coke. Sit tight. Like I had gone back to school and he was a senior graduate and I wasn't going to graduate. I was supposed to go to summer school. And I was already thinking about, I'm not going to go to summer school. I'm just going to play the hand out. And he was coming over one night. Dog, it's like plain as day. It was like 8 o'clock. I didn't know what I was going to do that night. I was kind of in a mental. I was in one of those people. What do people who say that it's complicated? I was in a complicated relationship at the time. I was hiding from the broad. So
it's complicated.
I didn't want to get a G-bow and be out, and she'd come in and give me a fucking ear beating. So I said, "Should I stay here?" And all of a sudden he calls and he goes, "Sit tight. I'll be there in 10 minutes."
Sounds a little more than complicated, where you have to hide out from her.
This is January
It's complicated.
This is January 82. This kid walked in. I was living downstairs with the Runnies, and he walks in, and he brought like an 8-pack of beer, and he fucking. You know, he takes out the coke. He puts some fucking coke down. You should make some more fucking noise, Becky. Everybody shows up with a little bottle of water. You got to show up with Rin Tin Tin. You got to show up with an oxygen tank that goes to Cuba once a fucking month. Look at you. You got to open it up. It's got a fucking, it's got an alarm system on it.
It's got an alarm. There's a code.
So he showed up at the house, Becky, and we do a couple of lines of coke, and we drink a couple beers, and he was dying to tell me something. And I go, "What's up, dog?" And he goes, "I gotta tell you something. Promise, can't tell nobody." I go, "What's that?" And all of a sudden he goes, "Hold on." And he rips his shirt off, Becky. And he gets on the floor and right in front of me, he just starts doing push-ups.
Oh, Jesus.
And he does about 40 push-ups. He gets on his back. He does a bunch of crunches and shit. Then he gets up and he looks at me and he goes, and he gives me a crab. And he goes, I'm doing steroids. How do I look? And I go, "You look tremendous." And all of a sudden he broke down how he started doing them, who he does them with, you know, this whole thing. And it was very interesting. And for months, dog, it was one of the best times of my life hanging out with him because he was getting bigger every week. And by Sunday, he was yoked because he would work 5 days a week. So your big recoup day is Saturday. By Sunday, you're yoked. On Sunday, you're yoked. You juice up and work out Monday with like some squats on Wednesday and shit. And fucking Saturday's your day of soreness, but Sunday you get up, you put a little fucking suntan lotion on, it's over. Bitches are melting at the fucking beach on Sunday, right?
So, was this at a time when you didn't know that steroids were bad for you, or did you guys know and they just didn't care?
I had no idea about the juice at this time at all. All the education I had was from him, another dear friend of mine. But he was the one that was cracking me up that night. And I got a job right after that bartending. In high school, I got a job on Wednesdays. I went in there at 7 in the morning to bartend. And on Monday nights, I went there at 6 o'clock at night and bartended till 3.
In high school?
In high school. And he would come in. I would tell him, "I'll drink. I'll buy you one, you buy one." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you buy 3, I give you 4. Come on down. Don't worry about the tip. I'm going to steal anyway, so don't worry about nothing here. I'm stealing with both hands here. And after a few drinks and a bump of coke, I could tell this kid Ray go anywhere. Like, come here for a second. Go do some push-ups. Show these motherfuckers what it's all about. Do you understand me? We could be at a fucking bar mitzvah, and he would take his shirt off and a pair of underwear and crab it up and fucking this went on for like a year and a half. This was hilarious.
Was he working with you, or you just brought him with you when you worked?
Wherever I went, wherever there was free beer, we were gonna mangle a package from somewhere. Somewhere, somehow, we're mangling a bump.
What did your bosses say when you showed up with another dude? Like, "Hey, this is my friend Darren."
No. There was no bosses. There was a girl like Becky that was there from
He was in high school working at a bar.
3 to 7, and I would come in at 6:45. Becky would give me the bank. Becky would cash out, and I would take over Becky's shift. There's no bar.
You never met the boss.
I'll tell her, but I tell him, don't come down until Becky leaves. Becky leaves, she sits down, her boyfriend comes get her, they have a drink, then Becky leaves. So they would come down like 8:39. And by midnight, he'd be on fire between the alcohol, the blow, that
Yeah.
steroid going through your heart and shit. And I'd call him over. There'd be like 20 guys, and I'd call him over and go, Riggs, go do some fucking jumping jacks, some push-ups. Take your shirt off. Show these motherfuckers what you're about. And he would do diamond push-ups. He'd get a vein would come on his head. And he'd walk around.
God.
He'd walk around the bar with no shirt on, just like what, bitch? And nobody would say dick to him. Wait, listen, man, that dude.
It was like 7 in the morning. They're like, "What's happening?"
That was 1982. I met him in 1978. All right, we met like playing basketball. He played for St. Bridget's, and I played for St. Michael's. And basically, it was Lincoln School, who was the fucking crazy school. If you played, not St. Bridget's, not a St. Augustine, right there on Kelly Boulevard. I can't remember the name of that fucking place. But they all played there. Him, this kid Fernie, who I went to meet, McShay, they all played there. And those leagues, you could be in the 6th, 7th, or 8th grade. Do you follow me? And if you were Catholic and you had to go to church on Sunday, you could play for the fucking team. It was a scam. And you put up at the church, as long as the priest saw you, you were the boom. You got the fuck out of there. So I stayed friends with him. When I went to Colorado, me and him used to rob car stereos. He had a car.
Oh, he was a team member too.
Oh no, he was family. He had a car that didn't have heat in the wintertime in New York City. We used to call it the ice box. Every time we go in there, you had to have gloves on and shit.
Fuck that.
But it was a tank. It was a tank. And once a week, him and I would cut out of school and we'd go down to Tunnelly Avenue to the Sears and Roebuck down there by right before Chan's Dragging In, and we'd make a right in there. And they put displays up for car stereos, like good car stereos, like Blaupunk and shit.
Yeah.
Dog, and I would walk in, Ray go away from me in the car. I would walk in, buy like windshield wiper, like 2 windshield wipers for $2.99. And with that same bag on the way out, pick up 2 car stereos. That was our Friday. We had a fucking gram of blow, and we could buy a case of beer, and we had like 60 cash between us. That was my mentality. And one time we went, and we fucking stole like 4 car stereos, maybe 6 of them. And as we were backing out, we hit this fucking car.
Oh, jeez.
And there was a guy in the car, but Rago hit him so fucking hard that his car was wiggling for like 4 fucking minutes. Like, we fucked it up. We fucked that car up, dog. We fucked that car up. And the guy was like, no problems and shit. And then we had that ice box till the summer. And when we were graduating high school one night, we were going down the shore. There was this restaurant called Mando's in Paramus, New Jersey. And the kid's name was Merlot. Behind his back, they called him Mort. Right? Mort. He was cool as fuck. I love Rob Merlot, but we used to call him Mort.
What if he didn't know? What if he finds out right now?
No, he knew. We used to call him Mort. Right? We used to call him Mort. And he had a great sister. And he was this kind of dude. On Friday nights, his father owned this restaurant. So if he needed dough, he'd come up to you and go, listen, come meet at my father's restaurant. Work from 11 at night to 7 in the morning cleaning the place. We do a spotless job. You eat whatever you want. Just don't touch the shrimp. That's it. Just promise me you won't touch the shrimp or lobster. I promise you.
First thing you went for.
The first thing you went, yeah.
Who the fuck you think you're dealing with?
Took a live lobster, he boiled it.
And he used to tell me, every week, I do great. You and Conti come down here, the shrimp disappears. I don't understand this. Is that all you guys eat? The steak, this fish? All you guys eat is my fucking shrimp. We would go there and eat those shrimp and dip it in those fucking horseradish. Jesus Christ, that would set your asshole on fire.
Would you actually clean?
What's that?
Would you clean?
Oh, yeah, dog.
That's the only way they can come
We'd
back.
get a gram of blow between 4 of us.
Oh my God.
So in high school, we would be 18. We'd get a gram of blow, put it on the bar at Mando's, start snorting,
Start
and
cleaning.
each of us would start cleaning, and we'd get out of there zip by 7 o'clock, jawing like motherfuckers. Everybody goes home happy, or listen to the savages we were, because this was you right there. You get out at 6:30, you're already gacked up. You got a couple beers. We'd steal a case from Mando's, put it in the car, and we'd drive down the Jersey Shore.
Why didn't he just hire a cleaning crew? It seems like it'd be a lot cheaper than cases
fuck
of
it.
beer, steaks.
Sure.
You have no fucking. It was his son, so he was trying to give his son a little action, give him responsibility and shit like that.
That's why you don't have kids.
So we go. So one Friday night, he asked us. He goes, "Are you guys going on the shore?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Come help." And I go, "I can't because me and Rago are going into the city, and to get a few 8-balls, because we had to kill time that night. We had to wait till 2:00 till our friend got out of UPS to drive down the shore. He worked from 11 to 2 in high school in UPS. And guess what, guys? Today, he runs Secaucus UPS, one of the biggest fucking districts in the country.
wow.
Yeah. He got paid, too.
He's-
He had stock options and
He's
shit
stuck
since
in
high
for the
school.
long haul.
Since 1980, he's been at UPS. That's how many years? That's 20. That's 37 fucking years at UPS. And he's held every job. He started right there with us. And on that Friday night, the deal was go to work. We'll go into the city. We'll buy the 4 or 8-balls, whatever the fuck you need. And then we'll bring him over. Now, rule number 1 with the icebox was you couldn't turn it off. Once you got in the
'cause
car,
then
I
you
had to
couldn't-
stay on the whole night. You couldn't turn the car off till you got to your destination. So
The car can't heat itself.
against my better will, I go, Ray, stop at 178. Let's get a bag of reefer. If we're gonna go down the fucking down the shore, let's get some reefer too. In those days, we used to go to 178th Street, maybe 180, and there was a pool hall. And you walked in the pool hall, you walked to the back, and there'd be a guy with a pool table with 20 different types of weed, 20 different types of packages. You tell them what you want, you give them the cash, they'd buzz you out. Boom, nobody said nothing. We go up there, the guy gives us papers. I go in the car, we roll the number. On the way down, I get Rago tuned up. Between 180 and 135, we're fucking tuned up. The good thing about 135 in those days is they had there were Dominicans, Colombians at that time that were downstairs, but on the corner there was a bodega. And Becky, they had like patele.
Oh,
You know what
God.
I'm saying? It was the heart of fucking the Upper West Side. And so that's what we did to not make us look like assholes. We'd walk into the bodega first and buy a piece of chicken or whatever, so we weren't just walking around that neighborhood. If the cops pull over, what are you 3 white dudes doing here?
Right, all right.
I'm getting chicken up the fucking corner. You ever have the chicken from the corner officer? Fucking tell you know, you're throwing them off. You're just not
Right.
walking out like a fucking idiot like people do today. I go to the weed store and there's people parked in front of the weed store. Go for a fucking ride. Didn't you ever buy weed before? Go for a fucking hike. You're over here advertising. There's a red right there. Go for a fucking ride around the corner. When he's in there, you're supposed to go buy booze, papers, condoms for your dirty ass, fucking lighters, whatever else you need, razor blades. So yeah, we went, we parked across the street. Already we made a U-turn, like we were gonna go right back to the Jersey side, to the bridge. I don't know what, in those days it was $250 an 8-ball. I probably had like $1,100 on me. I was just gonna give him $1,100 and give me whatever the fuck you got. It was a downstairs discotheque. I walk downstairs, boom, I go downstairs, bunch of people dancing to Spanish music. The guy's a horrible DJ. He's going from like Spanish music to that's the way, and it's not working. He's scratching the albums worse than I do here.
But wait, at 18, you were spending $1,100.
It wasn't my money. It was your money, Becky's money, my money. So we're all getting an 8-ball. We could throw a gram on that, get 4.5, and sell a gram for fucking $100, and we each keep a half gram, and we could party. You know what I'm saying? And whoever stays up the longest could hang out with Becky late night and shit and talk to her and say a couple things to her. You know what I'm saying?
Say a couple things.
Sure.
Have her sit next to him.
They had a whole business going, basically.
So we're stoned in front of there. I'm getting ready to get the fuck in there without even knowing at 11:30 at night in the heart of Harlem in June on a 90-degree night, Darren Rago turns the fucking ignition off. And as he's doing it, I go, did you just turn the fucking car off? And he goes, oh shit, I forgot. I go, oh shit. Ain't nobody gonna stop and give you a jumper.
You need to jump it every time?
Yeah, on
Oh,
135th
no. Did you just abandon the car?
No, I can't walk into these fucking savages downstairs. Well, this place doubles as a chicken den. You know where they have chickens and they fight in the daytime?
Sure.
That's what it does in the daytime. And at night they put a stage down, and people go in there and dance, and they sell blow in the back. It was classic. So I can't ask them to come out. This is their spot here.
Yeah.
This is their spot. So there's no way I could go in there and ask them for jumper cables. And by the way, I need a jump. So I walk the fuck in there. I salute everybody. They all know me. Hello, como está mi mano? Oh shit, Cuba's here. You know, you get to talking. You had to go into a little DJ booth, and the guy had a scale right there where the DJ booth was. That's how wide open it was. And the door had to be open because he would stick his hand. You see the door on top here? He would niche it out, and he would put blow up there. And he would take out the bag and go, what do you want, 35, 20? I want an 8-ball. As a matter of fact, here's $1,100. And he had an assistant who came in, and the assistant would get the fucking aluminum foil. In those days, they still gave it to you in big aluminum foil. So he would go, what do you put in there? Un octavo as an 8. Vaya. He would cut out aluminum foil, perfect for an 8. So that night, we filled it up. He gave me like 6 aluminum foils. I had more aluminum foils than fucking aluminum foil. I walk out there. I fucking go to the corner. Now, the bodega, they got a dog that's tied up in front of there. You got to walk past the dog that's tied up.
Is it like a nice poodle? Like a cute little dog?
No.
Is it like
French
a guard
bulldog?
dog or
He's
what?
like a German Shepherd that was raised in Harlem. He got hit by cars like 8 times.
Oh, no.
Nobody gave him love. The bodega guy tied him up there and throws him scraps and calls him fucking racial slurs and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those type of dogs that's angry at life. If you're going to walk into that bodega, you got to walk past that fucking dog.
How'd they get business?
So you
Were
have
they
to-
biting all the...
You have to walk up to the corner, walk down, and then creep into the store in the
Tiptoe
back
around.
and hope the dog ain't fucking watching. If you think I'm fucking crazy, I go in there, I buy some pastelito carne, a couple Coco Ricos, because that's what you
right
do
now.
when you're on the Upper West Side hanging out with fucking Spanish people. I walk back across the street, I give Darren a Coco Rico, a couple pasteles, I start eating them. I go, Darren, how are we going to start this fucking car? He goes, bro, every once in a while, the car takes, and I start it, and we can get the
And it
fuck
took.
out of here. He goes, I just wanted to tell you, no.
Oh.
He twisted and didn't fucking take.
No.
So now we're on 135th Street in Amsterdam with fucking, I don't know how many grams of blow on us in a fucking car. 2 kids with New Jersey licenses. So if a cop comes by, are you fucking crazy? What are you doing here? What the fuck are you doing here, you dumb motherfuckers? You guys have drugs? No, we don't. Let me check the fucking car. Don't make me go get a fucking dog. You know, that type of shit. You're dead. You're dead. You're sitting there like... So I told him, I said, we're dead. So we got 2 choices. We got 2 choices here. We could sit in here until the fucking cops come, which is no air conditioner, no heat. The car's got nothing. We got the windows open. Or we could go for a fucking hike and go sit on the corner, stash the blow, and from that payphone, call UPS and call Stinky and tell him what's going on here. He's got to pick us up. And that's exactly what we did. And we had to sit on that fucking corner with the blow hidden in a garbage can until Stinky came over, got us, jump-started our car, and then Stinky, who loved fried chicken, kept saying, I got to go in there. And he did, and I'm standing on the corner. Every time he'd go into the fucking bodega, I'd yell at the dog, "Come on!" And the dog would bite Stinky. And Stinky would, stop, man, stop. I didn't still do nothing. Because Stinky...
Would he show up in a UPS truck?
No, at this time, no. He was,
Okay.
at this time, he was
Imagine he comes to pick him
at
up.
this time, he was a loader.